Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new series. In this series I want to go through and build each of the Minecraft structures but on a much smaller scale. And so today we're going to be working on the ocean monument, which is the giant structure right behind me, and we're going to be making a tiny little 7x7 monument. So this is the tiny little monument that I managed to get built up. And so while building this, I had not a lot of space and I was just trying to replicate the real monument itself as well as I could. And I'm so happy with the way this thing turns out. You could tell it's a sea monument right away, but it's just so tiny and it's just so funny and goofy looking. I really do just love the way this thing turned out. So before we talk about the little sea monument, I want to quickly talk about the actual sea monument itself. So this is a sea monument. It's a giant underwater fortress. And so you could find these in any deep ocean biome. Right now we're just in a plain deep ocean, and that's where I found this one here. It's actually right next to spawn. I spawned in right over there, which was pretty surprising going in to make this video. To spawn in right next to one of these is exactly what I wanted. And so this is the sea monument. When you find one of these, it will be guarded by a whole bunch of things called guardians, which are these weird swimming, weird looking fish. And so they're called guardians, which is pretty self-explanatory. They're trying to guard this fortress here, and your goal is to make it into here. You could go swimming in through here. You have to watch out because you're drowning and you're getting zapped from every single angle from all these guardians. And your goal is to go through and conquer something that's called the Elder Guardian. So usually there'll be 3 Elder Guardians, one about here, one right up the top, and then another right over on this side. And so those guys will be trying to attack you. They'll actually give you mining fatigue, so you can't just go mining straight down into this thing. And if you conquer them, the mining fatigue will go away, and you're able to harvest the gold which is in here, the prismarine, and then also the sponges that you could find here. So these structures here are actually pretty useful, not only just for exploring and having fun and for collecting some of the pretty important ingredients, but also you could build stuff like giant farms here using the guardians that naturally spawn in. And so the final thing I want to say is that one way to find this place is just to go exploring in giant oceans like this. So again, they spawn in deep oceans. That's what you should be looking for. Those are the oceans with the really deep floors, the floors that are really far down. You could also look at it on your F3 screen. It says right there that it's a deep ocean, and so these spawn in any of the variants, the frozen deep oceans, the warm deep oceans, anything like that. And you could also find these by going up to a cartographer, and if you get a high enough trade, they'll actually sell you something called the Ocean Explorer map, which you could buy, and that will lead you to one of these monuments. And with all that covered, we could get on to building the tiny monument. And so the materials you're going to need for this project is 48 prismarine bricks, 4 prismarine, 28 prismarine brick stairs, 31 prismarine slabs, 4 prismarine brick slabs, and then 1 optional sea lantern. The sea lantern is just if you want the build to light up. So I'll build up the actual structure block by block in just a second, but if this helps anyone out, this is the entire structure built up layer by layer, starting off right here, then we have 1 block layer built up on top of that, and you just keep going up until you get the final structure right over here. And so yeah, this is how you build it up layer by layer. So now I just collected all the materials exactly that was in the chest right here of everything you'll need. I'm going to go over to survival and we're going to build up this entire thing using just these materials down here. So for your build site itself, you'll need a 7x7 area, which is represented by this orange concrete right here. So you're going to need a 7x7 square. So this right here is actually a 9x9 square, but the actual structure takes up the 7x7 square. So you can get an idea of what it would actually look like built up on there. And so now let's get started. I'll switch over to survival and we could build up the entire monument. So let's get to work on building up this thing. I'd recommend starting off by getting your prismarine bricks. Just start off by going to one of the corners, and so you're going to need prismarine bricks in every single one of those corners. Once you get those corners, or you could do this all just at once, but you go 1 space away, so you leave a single air block, and then you place another prismarine right there. So you do that right across, so you get a pattern just like that. And you pretty much do that around the entire perimeter, so you get a pattern just like this here. And so then that's the basic pattern. You're going to need 2 more, and so this depends on where you want the front to be. So I'm mimicking the exact shape and kind of orientation of this one over here. And so since I want the front to be facing out this way, and if you're looking at it, you would see the front right there, I'm going to place the 2 next blocks right here and here. So now that we got that done, you want to go and grab your prismarine and place a prismarine block right on top of this and right on top of this. Then you're going to take your prismarine brick again, place it off of there and there, and build it up right here. Now you're going to take that prismarine brick and go around the entire perimeter, creating the entire perimeter except for this single block right here. You want to leave a space right there. And so let's just go around and build up this entire thing. So once you have that entire perimeter all built up with the prismarine bricks, you want to go in between these two prismarine blocks right here and place in a prismarine slab at the lower of the two parts. So you'll leave a single air block right here, and then this is going to be your floor height, so go through and place in the prismarine brick slabs all within here, and then this is going to be the little entrance or doorway. So that's the second and probably the most complicated layer all built up. So that's our entire floor, that's the perimeter, the base layer, the actual monument. And so now let's get started on layer 3. So for that, get another 2 prismarine blocks and place them on top right here, and then you can place a prismarine slab on the top of the 2 this time, so that way you leave a single block here, but this isn't actually a real block. If I try to place a sea lantern in there, you can see it doesn't fit, so it's actually 2 half of a blocks that create a full block there. And then once you built up that, go through and place in your stairs just like this. You want to go around the entire perimeter, so you're going to go through and build up that entire thing. You want the stairs to all be pointing in towards the structure, like you were going to step up and into it. And so then just do that around the entire perimeter on top of the prismarine perimeter that you just built up. So that should be it for the third layer. We have all the stairs in place and we're starting to create the actual little room in here. We also have the whole entranceway and doorway all finished off. So to start on the fourth layer, go up to the prismarine section you have right here and get your prismarine bricks and place 3 right on top of all the spots right here. And once you got that in place, you could go to these little sections and grab your prismarine slabs, and you're going to place them all the way along from that edge right there to this edge over here. And so you're going to go through and do that on both sides, place it off there, bring it all the way across to here, and then just finish that off. So now that that's in place, you can place your sea lantern in right here. If you don't want to place a sea lantern because you either don't have one or you don't want it to light up, you could either just place prismarine in there, or prismarine bricks, or you could just leave it empty. But when you go in here in swim mode, you might stand up and get stuck there. And so then just surround that entire sea lantern with prismarine bricks. That will pretty much use all the supplies you have left. And so then you have 3 more stairs. You place those in back here, so those go in the back of the structure. And then the final step is just to build up the little pyramid right on top. So place a prismarine brick right on top of that sea lantern with 4 slabs pointing out from each direction. And then once you place in those final few blocks, you get a structure identical to the one we have right over here. And so that's the entire build all done now. It's all ready to go. You could actually even crawl inside here, which I just love the way this thing looks, as it mimics the actual monument so much. I just think it's so goofy and honestly just pretty cool. And so then one thing I want to say is that I already went through and built up all these little tiny structures on a 7x7 area, and if you guys would like me to do more videos like this one showing how to build these different little structures, definitely let me know, as I'd be happy to do it. I think that these things are just so cool and just funny looking, and so yeah, definitely let me know if you guys want to see more videos like this one. And also, here's a little secret bit of trivia, is that these prismarine blocks right here actually change colors kind of randomly. They go from green to blue to purple, and it looks like they're actually shifting over to blue right now. And so that's something that they cycle through. You can see they were almost identical to the prismarine bricks, and now they're a complete blue color. So that's just something I thought might be kind of cool to point out. So I think that's pretty much going to be it for this video. One final thing I want to say is that this world I've been in will be down in the description if you want to download it. A quick tour is that this light blue line leads off to the little ocean monument I have in the water. The dark blue line leads off to the real monument itself. And one cool thing is that the spawn of the world is right here. If you guys want to copy the seed, I'll put it up real quick. And so the seed spawns you in right next to this monument right here, which I think was pretty cool. And I was pretty lucky for going in to make this video. And then right over here we have the actual sea monument all built up and on its gravel patch, kind of show how it would look like in the real world. And then over here we have the materials you need to actually build this thing, and then we have it layer by layer built up so you can see all the different pieces of it. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. You'll spawn in right here. I think that's really all I have for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want me to make more videos like this, I would be happy to, so just let me know. But see you guys later. See you next time. I'm out.